the Inspector General of Police, IGP Suleiman Abba, is seriously concerned that despite several warnings to political actors, their sponsors and collaborators against the recourse to violence and the use of thugs in furthering their political interests, there have been reports of untoward activities in political campaigns and meetings. The IGP notes that it is particularly worrisome that of recent, thugs and miscreants have been employed by some political parties to disrupt and truncate the political campaigns of their opponents. In some instances, stones have been hurled at the nation's highly respected citizens and leaders. Abusive and demeaning words, and in some instances, offensive vituperations bordering on the macabre have been hurled at opponents. We have also received disturbing reports of the pulling down and defacing of campaign posters. This conduct definitely do not speak well of the maturity of aspiring leaders. Such acts contravene Section 227 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and Sections 94 and 95 of the Electoral Act. Besides, they grossly negate Sections 5 to 8 of the Public Order Act and Article 3 of the Political Parties Code of Conduct, commonly agreed to and adopted by all political parties. For the avoidance of doubt, the Nigerian Police will apply the full weight of the law on any political actor, sponsor, associate, or full soldier who resorts to hate speech or the use of violence to advance his or her political agenda. The unity, peace, and orderly progress of this nation cannot be mortgaged to suit or oil the ambitions of a few. Consequently, the Inspector General of Police has directed all zonal AIGs and command commissioners of police to thoroughly investigate all acts by political actors, their sponsors, and agents that contravene the provisions of the laws enumerated above and bring them to book. Let it be restated that the law is not a respecter of persons. Thank you.
I write for the Nigerian people. Having given this series of warnings, in the past, given the warning, yet it was not needed. And the same event continues to repeat itself. Since there are two incidences now, in Kano and Bauchi, has any arrest been made? Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Similar question, sir. Sam Ogbefo is my name, Professor of Exhibition.
Say again.
Sam Ogbefo.
Yes.
That's still you. If you read the newspaper today, I've not been able to ascertain, but what we got from Okrita and Lagos, they are telling us that somebody died as a result of a clash between APC and PDP in Lagos. Why APC, their venue, were even attacked with dynamites. I don't know how far that is true. My question is this. It seems that we are always be active, that is police. Yes, and nobody has been arrested during the time they were carrying out this ransom and attack. So when will this stop, sir? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other one? Anyone? Any more questions? Okay. This press release is titled IGP Orders Crackdown on Political Thuggery. We have issued advisory notes before. We've issued warnings in line with the resolve of the police to approach issues sometimes from the military point of view angle, because policing is not all about arrest, prosecution, and all that. Sometimes we need to appeal to people's conscience and their reasoning, and that's what we did in previous releases, asking people to realize that it will be counterproductive to kill the very people you want to govern. If you want to lead, you're not going to lead animals. Nigeria is not a forest, it's not a jungle. It's about human beings. We also advise that the beauty of democracy lies in freedom. Freedom of the electorate to allow themselves to be wooed as bribes. Every political actor has to go and sell himself to the electorate. Electorate will not decide whether to buy you or not. You cannot use force to marry a woman. It will amount to a criminal offense. What some of these people are doing is to use force to intimidate you to vote for them or to agree to their mandate. That destroys the freedom upon which democracy is built. Freedom to market, freedom to choose or to buy or to reject. Those warnings have been given. In response to your question, I can assure you that a number of arrests have been made in incidents in Kano and in Bauchi. There's no way the police will fold his hands and allow bad elements, those who are enemies of progress, to spoil this country. So arrests have been made and more made. What we are emphasizing is that nobody, no matter how highly placed, will be spared if we find out that he sponsored or collaborated or conspired or he actually aided and abetted the use of thugs, hate language, pulling down structures, political structures. Such a person will not go scot-free. We will not spare him, no matter how highly placed. And that has already commenced. About your last second question about police being reactive. We cannot accuse the police of being reactive in this respect. In every political gathering or campaign, you have a good complement of police officers in those venues. You saw the one in Kano, there were policemen everywhere. That is being proactive to be there before it happens. You cannot be everywhere at the same time. That is why the police job is to prevent crime and then to apprehend those who commit crime. Because you may not be able to prevent every crime. Our approach is to be proactive. We've planned for this election. If it's holding tomorrow or anytime, we've planned for it and we are ready. And we deploy all our materials. Our men are highly motivated. We are ready. We are ready to go. So we are proactive. We are prepared. But should anything that is untoward happen in the course of campaigning or politicking, the police will not spare any perpetrator. That is the note we're emphasizing today.
Of course, law enforcement agencies are a subsidiary of PDP or the ruling class. That you might be reacting now because Mr. President was told a PDP candidate. How would you react to that, sir?
In the house and premises of the chairman of the APC, as the petty theft, and the police are investigating. There's nothing linking it with the political temperature, or it has no political coloration. About violence and our strategy to protect lives and property in the north. According to your question, the police mandate is a Nigerian mandate. Our core mandate is to protect lives and property everywhere in Nigeria, north, south, east, or west, wherever a Nigerian stays in this country, whether Nigerian or non-Nigerian. It is our baby to protect that person's life and his property. So the strategy we have in place to protect lives and property in the northeast is the same as we have in other places. But you do know there are issues in the northeast, some parts of the northeast, Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states, where we have emergency, some form of emergency rule in place. The military are in charge of such provisions, assisted by the police. But by and large, internal security is a prerogative, primary responsibility of Nigeria police. And in areas that are not under emergency, areas that are not at war, areas that have been liberated, or areas where insurgents have not penetrated, the Nigeria police is on top of internal security in those areas, and we are planning every day for them. Even for those who are internally displaced, we have them in our hearts as to their safety and well-being. A friend asked a question about the Nigeria police calling leadership of the political parties. The police were party to the Inter-Party Advisory Committee meeting, during which all political actors, political parties signed an accord. They signed a code of conduct for themselves to guide their conduct. The police was part of it. As you must have heard in the news or seen somewhere else, police commissioners and AIGs across the commands and zones have had interfaces with political actors in their domains. The IG too has done some visits to some zones and addressed political actors of all shades and opinion. That same message, respect the rule of law, follow the code of conduct you've adopted for yourselves, follow the Electoral Act, follow the Constitution. Shedding blood will do you no good. The law is not the respect of persons. If you commit, the police must arrest you. That message has gone down well. But we keep emphasizing, in case somebody has a short memory, or maybe he may have forgotten, that he signed an accord, that he was party to an agreement to observe the peace. We remind him. We have been doing that. Inspector of Police and police leadership have had a number of meetings at the high level in various seminars and workshops. Political actors and their leaders have always participated, and that message has always been drawn to them. And besides, these are adults who know the rule of the law. These are leaders of Nigeria. There's no small boy among them. So we expect that they should know what is right and what is wrong. That killing a human being is wrong. Taking what doesn't belong to you is wrong. Not allowing somebody free space to demonstrate his political willingness is wrong. These things are there in our constitution. These things are there in the law. And we expect our leaders to know what is right and what is wrong. We don't teach adults ABC. Police being a subsidiary of PDP, capital NO, Nigeria Police is Nigeria Police. It's in section 214 of the Constitution, and PDP is not in the Constitution. Thank you.
Past, we remember that some people during elections there were violence, and some people were they behaved like hooligans, and till today they are still walking free. Police never arrested them, they never tried anybody to cause. So today now you are talking repeating the same thing again. How are we sure this time things will be different? Thank you.
Anyone? I guess that's the last one.
Sorry.
Anyway,
yes, my name is Bonaventure Wonder from NT. So our worry is that we don't know how effectively police monitors the activities of the politicians, especially with their followers and at the grassroots level. Because sometimes, yes, you say it, but often at times people disregard it. Do you people have a way to monitor what is happening at the zonal, state, and local government level?
What we are giving are general warnings and general information that will not let it lie low. If politicians dissociate themselves from the actions of their foot soldiers, investigation will show who ordered what, who sponsored what, who collaborated, and who paid for it. That's why we're saying that we're going to investigate thoroughly every such action that is happened, and anyone that happens again, you can be sure you find us smoking hotter than ever. My friend asked about what we're saying is like a sing song. You keep repeating what you want done. You keep emphasizing it. Many of us who go to, if you attend worship centers, they keep preaching to you the message they preach to your grandfather. Because it never sings until it sings. There's no sing song. What we're saying is that violence is bad, and anybody who does it will face the music, the full of the law. The police has mechanisms to monitor the activities of all political leaders. We have all of them undercover. We know what everybody does. One is in the public domain. We don't monitor their private lives. But what are being concerns politically and is of interest to the public, the police has information. That is why we have an intelligence department. And we do not work alone. We have other agencies of government that assist us in this regard.
Okay, but it's Chika to Chika leadership. So how are you going to guarantee confidence of the public against the backdrop of, report that the 2011 election, only 20% of electoral offenders were prosecuted? Are you sure right now that they're not going to assume that more people are going to commit electoral offenses and go scot-free? And we also learned that the INEC has responsibility to prosecute these offenders. We want to know where you come in. Is it at the point of arresting them? And what is your role in their prosecution? Thank you very much.
Police role is as outlined in the Electoral Act and other extant laws. An offense is an offense, and it allows the Nigerian police to investigate an offense and bring it to a successful conclusion. I don't have the statistics you mentioned about 20% of the electoral offenses that were prosecuted. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I don't have that statistic. Maybe when I get that, I'll be able to respond more. We do know, or we will not say we're expecting more offenses. We're not expecting that, because it's what you expect that you get. But we plan for such eventuality. And that's why we're doing what we're doing today, that should anything happen, the police will be up and doing, the police will be there to secure lives and property. And I want to reassure you that we're not sleeping on any issue concerning safety and security in this country. This election that is forthcoming is close to our hearts because it is close to their heart. The people's desire is the police's desire. Your wish is our wish. Your concern is our concern. So the issue of safety and security is our collective concern. Let everybody play his own role to guarantee safety of himself and his neighbor, and to guarantee the integrity of the elections. The last one, please.
Yes, sir.
Last one.
Yeah, so we had it in authority that you had commenced investigation earlier than now against the backdrop of what happened in Port Harcourt and still at now. From the content analysis you have already received, has there been any arrests or have any people not been identified already?
Yes, the police has made arrests in respect to those cases mentioned, and the investigation is ongoing. Thank you.